Well, it's day 4 of the World Swiss Stage with coverage brought to you by you. I'm joined right now by Zven and Fudge after their game against T1, and I think all of us here are feeling pretty bummed.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're so bummed.
Dude, I am. It does not feel fun to watch a game like that. But let's get into it. Fudge,
Yeah.
where did things go wrong?
So I think early lane went okay, and then around level 5 timing, Blabber got invaded on his Krugs by Jalvin, and obviously Rumble has a push in this lane, so he was able to move to that. And then Rumble was able to kill top wave for level 6 and just dive me with Jalvin from like 3/4 HP, which I didn't expect. And then after that, obviously I'm behind, hard to win lane from that point, because obviously he just wins on his item timing, but I think it was okay until we took like the 3v3 top lane, and then I think we probably just lose it, honestly, looking at it, but we thought that we could possibly look for an angle with like Rakan moving first, and we ended up just losing it. And after we got triple killed there, the game was fucked. That's about it. I mean, after we get that far behind in the early game, it's pretty impossible to play through anyone. I think Rumble also was able to move mid at like around level 6 and get Ori's flash, so she can't really play mid lane against Jalvin. And yeah, the early game just blew open. It's pretty hard to win from once we're that far behind after getting triple killed.
Sven, I know that Scrims previously with T1 had been favorable for C9, or at least like you guys had had some success there.
They weren't favorable, but we were doing okay, yeah.
Okay. So, do you think that T1 leveled up a lot, or was this just like that random best of one where like something goes wrong and then it just spirals?
I mean, a little bit of both, I guess, but I do think that scrims are always just scrims. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it's like any given day it could be you winning or you losing, so I wouldn't, care about it too much, but I think that today they had a much better plan, both in draft and in the game, and, they played better mechanically as well, so the game was over before 10 minutes, and it's not much to say about that.
Fudge, how does the team mentally reset? Because I've talked to some players who come out after a game like that, and they just are not even really willing to do the interview. They're doing it because they're mandated.
Wouldn't be me, bro.
Well, you guys are at least in better spirits than some of those folks. So I guess the question is, what do you guys do after a match like that to try to prepare and to get yourself into a better place before the second part of Swiss?
I mean, obviously it's embarrassing to lose a match like that, but I've lost matches like that before against, Korean teams. So it's not necessarily something extremely new to me. And
Saying you get used to it?
I get used to those type of games. So you just like have a bad early game plan, and then you just get stomped in the early game. And once you're behind in the early game, it's just unplayable. And I think, there's nothing you can really do about it now. We just move on and have a better early game plan next time. Understand the matchups a little bit better. Understand like their game plan, what they want to do in the early game, and just go into the next match. Can't really do anything else.
Sven, what's it going to take for C9 to get out of Swiss at this point in time in terms of what changes or skill up do you think the team needs to make to be able to be competitive to get out?
I think we just gotta bribe the referee to give us Mad Lions, and then when Mad Lions loses, Mad Lions will lose, and we can draw them again, and then once we beat them, they will lose to anyone next stage, and then we can draw them again. That's our game plan right now.
Okay.
But seriously, we just need to have better early game, I think. Today we just got stomped in lane phase part of the game. We didn't even get to the part where you play mid game or you play team fights or anything. There was no fights. There was just us being down, 10 kills, something like that. So we should have a better plan around that in the early game. We were losing too many lanes today. Even lane that was winning, Oriana was getting, 4-star flash from other people like Bard and Rumble. So that's just the biggest part for us, I think.
Fudge, where do you think T1 stands in comparison to some of the other teams that are at this event?
I mean, I think realistically, JDG and Gen.G are probably the two best teams right now. And then after that, you can argue like T1, BLG are probably the other two. But I do think that it seems like JDG and Gen.G are just better than the rest.
Yeah.
And T1 are probably top 4.
Any words that you want to say to any of the fans out there who are, I guess, nervous ahead of next week?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but we'll play better next time.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Sven, any parting words?
It's not really a lot of words that can. At this point, it feels like no matter what you say, people are like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, not much to say. We hate losing as much as you do. So. yeah, I don't know. It's just depressing a little bit.
I mean, I think what a lot of people don't understand is that you guys hate losing more than anybody watching does, because for them they're like, this is frustrating, and then they go to sleep, and then they go to work, and their next day starts. But for you guys, I know this hangs on you for the rest of the day. So I do really appreciate the interview, even if it's not your first decision of what you'd like to do afterwards. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. Fudge is walking in right now, so I got to interview him instead of this outro. But the video is brought to you by you. I'm trying to tell them that they should support me because I
support Travis Gafford.
Yeah, because I
Support
don't have
Travis
a sponsor
Gafford.
for this one. So
This is my 6th interviewer of the day.
Jesus,
We're going hard in the content zone.
yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
That's what I'm doing.
Save North America.
There's a link in the description if you want to support the channel. There's a bunch of different ways to do so.
You have to support the channel.
You don't have to if you're not financially capable of doing that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.